Have you been adding sawdust to your raised garden beds thinking you're doing something good for your soil? You're not alone. Many gardeners assume that because sawdust is natural and breaks down over time, it must be a great organic addition. But the truth is, sawdust can do more harm than good when used improperly. In fact, it can damage your soil, stunt your plants, and invite serious nutrient imbalances that will leave your vegetables struggling. Today, we're diving into why sawdust might be killing your garden and what to do instead. Let's start with the biggest issue, nitrogen lockup. When you add fresh sawdust directly into your raised beds, soil microbes get to work breaking it down. That sounds fine, right? The problem is, to do this, the microbes use nitrogen from the soil, nitrogen your plants desperately need. Instead of feeding your peppers, kale, or tomatoes, that nitrogen is getting gobbled up by bacteria decomposing the sawdust. As a result, your plants end up starved, with yellowing leaves, stunted growth, and poor fruit production. If you've been seeing weak plants despite regular watering and sunlight, this could be the reason. The solution? Never add raw sawdust directly to your garden soil. If you want to use it, you need to compost it first for at least 6 months, with plenty of nitrogen-rich materials like green kitchen scraps, alfalfa meal, or composted manure. You can also use a balanced organic fertilizer to restore the nitrogen that's being lost during the breakdown process. Just don't assume sawdust is ready to use straight out of the workshop. It needs preparation. The second problem is soil acidification. Most sawdust, especially from softwoods like pine and cedar, is acidic. When added to soil without balancing amendments, it lowers the pH, making your soil too acidic for many vegetables. Even if there's plenty of nutrients present, overly acidic soil can block nutrient uptake, meaning your plants still suffer. If you've used sawdust and noticed poor plant performance, it's worth testing your soil's pH. If it's too low, you can raise it naturally with agricultural lime or crushed eggshells. Again, composting the sawdust first helps neutralize its acidity and makes it safer to use in your beds. Now here's a danger many gardeners overlook: chemical contamination. If the sawdust you're using comes from treated wood, plywood, or particle board, it likely contains toxins, like glues, formaldehyde, or even arsenic. These substances don't just stay in the mulch. They can leach into your soil and end up in your food. That's the last thing you want in an organic or natural garden. Always make sure the sawdust you use is from untreated natural wood. If you're not 100% sure of the source, don't risk it. Despite these concerns, sawdust can still have a place in the garden if used wisely. Compost it first with green materials to balance its high carbon content. Once broken down, it becomes much more soil-friendly and won't steal nitrogen or throw off your pH. You can also use sawdust as mulch around ornamental plants or walking paths, where it won't interfere with food production. Just avoid mixing fresh sawdust directly into your vegetable beds. So next time someone tells you to add sawdust to your raised bed because it's organic, remember this: not everything natural is automatically good for your garden. Misusing sawdust leads to weak plants, poor harvests, and headaches you don't need. But if you've made this mistake, don't panic. Your soil can recover. Start composting properly, test your pH, add back what your plants need, and your raised beds will bounce back stronger than ever. Your garden's success starts with healthy soil, and knowing what not to add is just as important as knowing what to feed it. Ditch the raw sawdust, compost smart, and grow with confidence. Your plants and your harvest will thank you.